Hello, this is the Mycoplasma Bacteriology tutorial presented by the SchrDbb. We reference Lippincott Illustrated Review of Microbiology by Cynthia Cornilesson, Bruce Fisher, and Richard Harvey. So here we're going to visualize, you're going to start with the classification of Mycoplasma. So starting with the medically important bacteria, we were having the ones that lack the cell wall, the one that have rigid cell wall, and the one that have flexible cell wall. We have already finished with both of them. We now go to the one that lacks cell wall. So examples of the microorganism that lacks the bacteria that lacks cell wall, we have the Mycoplasma. And examples of the Mycoplasma, we have Mycoplasma genitalium, Mycoplasma hominis, Mycoplasma incognitus, the Mycoplasma pneumoniae, and the Mycoplasma and the Ureaplasma urealyticum. All these are Mycoplasma species. So this is a structural feature of a Mycoplasma. So you see Mycoplasma, you see the structure is not actually typical pattern. There is no cell wall, so the organism is resistant to penicillins. So there is no need to give penicillin to Mycoplasma because this Mycoplasma do not have cell wall that is going to be acted upon by the peptidoglycans. Is it clear? And there is no need also to give cephalosporins because the Mycoplasma do not have a cell wall, so that the beta-lactam rings are going to act on it. Is it clear? So there is no need. The next is going to stain also poorly on ground stain because it does not even have a cell wall. Also, it has a lipid bilayer membrane containing sterols. Is it clear? So it contains a bilayer membrane just like eukaryotic cells which contain sterols, that is cholesterol. So we start with the radiograph of a Mycoplasma pneumonia from a patient having Mycoplasma pneumonia. You see these are patchy shadow indicate diffuse accumulation of fluid. Usually you need to know that in atypical pneumonia, the typical appearance of a patient having atypical pneumonia is that you don't have a lobar pneumonia. There's no consolidation syndrome or radiography in atypical pneumonia. Is it clear? So the patient mostly with atypical pneumonia, they are going to have a air bronchogram. You can see a clarity and air lucency inside a part of opacity. You can see an air lucency in an opacity. That's an air bronchogram. Is it clear? For Mycoplasma pneumonia. Is it clear? Now, those are the different cases involved here. So we need to know so there are different causes of atypical pneumonia. You have to know that Mycoplasma pneumonia is 1, Legionella pneumophila is 2, Chlamydia pneumoniae is 3, and Pseudomonas aeruginosa is 4. All of them are going to cause a pneumonia which does not have a consolidation syndrome. Is it clear? So it's going to have an air bronchogram. Another type of pneumonia which is not lobar pneumonia nor bronchopneumonia is going to be interstitial pneumonia, which is much more seen among the interstitial lung diseases. Is it clear? So the next one is the Ureaplasma urealyticum. The Ureaplasma urealyticum is involved. So these are diseases caused by Mycoplasma. So example is Ureaplasma urealyticum causing endometritis. You can have Ureaplasma urealyticum causes urethritis. You have Mycoplasma hominis causes post-abortal fever. Mycoplasma hominis causing post-abortal fever or postpartum fever, and also causing pelvic inflammatory disease. It's one of the microorganisms also associated with pelvic inflammatory disease. The first is Neisseria gonorrhea. Second is Chlamydia trachomatis. The third is Mycoplasma hominis, and the fourth are anaerobes. So to treat Ureaplasma urealyticum and Mycoplasma hominis, usually it is best to give a doxycycline. That's why in a pelvic inflammatory disease, unlike giving a macrolide, it's better to give a tetracycline like a doxycycline in the patient. Is it clear? So these are the different cases involved here. So let's give a brief summary to Mycoplasma species that they are not seen on ground stain because they lack the peptidoglycan cell wall. That's the first thing. The second thing is that they are plastic and pleomorphic shape, that they are neither rod nor cocci. So they are just like the normal cells. So they don't have a particular shape. Is it clear? They are plastic and pleomorphic shape. The cell membrane is sterile, containing lipid bilayer, and they are rarely cultured for diagnostic purposes. Is it clear? So on a radiograph, you will have Mycoplasma pneumoniae showing a partial consolidation. It's not actually a consolidation, but it's just a partial, showing a air bronchogram. So this is a scanning electron microscopy where you can visualize Mycoplasma pneumoniae that has a pleomorphic appearance. And then this one is going to be the disease caused by Mycoplasma pneumoniae, which is primarily a atypical pneumonia, and the first line treatment can be doxycycline, azithromycin, and levofloxacin. So from here we are finished with the Mycoplasma genus. I will say thanks for your kind attention. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for our channel, Science Video Maker.